Welcome back once again, all of my low-carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome! Today I have a super easy recipe for you for when you just want something that is just lightly sweetened. Today I'm going to teach you how to make very easy keto pound cake. Pound cake is perfect because sometimes I get in the mood for something sweet, but I just want something that's lightly sweetened. I don't want a full rich cake or a bunch of very sweet cookies. I just want something that's lightly sweetened, and this is perfect. It's light, it's fluffy, and it has just a hint of sweetness to you. Just perfect to satisfy that sweet tooth without going overboard. Also, make sure you stick around to the end of the video because I have a really super quick way to show you how to make keto sweetened condensed milk in 5 minutes. And if you want a printable version of this, you can check out my website at janetsdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find a printable version of this and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel and you'd like to see lots of easy low-carb keto recipes, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button. That way you can be notified every time I put out a new video. And if you'd like to help support the channel, make sure you scroll down in the description of the video. You'll see some Amazon affiliate links. Anytime you purchase anything using my Amazon affiliate link, a small portion will go to me, which will help to support the channel. So remember, when your holiday shopping comes around, if you want to buy something on Amazon, use my affiliate link. And a small portion of whatever you purchase will go to me, which will help to support the channel. And while you do all that, let's get cooking. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Line an 8x4-inch loaf pan with parchment paper. Let the parchment paper hang over the sides a little bit because you are going to use this as handles when you go to lift out the pound cake. In a large mixer bowl, combine 1 cup of coconut flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, a half teaspoon of salt, 1/3 cup of granulated swerve or granulated sweetener of your choice, and a half teaspoon of xanthan gum. Whisk these all together until they're fully combined and there are no large lumps in the coconut flour. You can also sift these into the bowl rather than whisking it. It's up to you whether you want to sift or whisk. Either way, just make sure there are no large lumps in the dry ingredients. Add 4 large room temperature eggs. Make sure they are room temperature. This makes for a smoother batter, which makes for a lighter cake. Beat on low for about 10 seconds, then increase the speed to medium and beat on medium for another 30 seconds or until everything is fully combined. Scrape down the sides of the bowl if you need to. Add 1/4 cup of room temperature butter that's been slightly softened. Make sure it's just softened, not melted. Then beat on medium once again for about another 20 to 30 seconds or just until the butter is fully combined with the rest of the ingredients. Again, scrape down the sides of the bowl if you need to. Add 3/4 cup of keto sweetened condensed milk. I'll leave a link in the description to my recipes on keto condensed milk. They're very easy. Add 1 tablespoon of vanilla. You can use more or less of this depending on how much of vanilla flavor that you want in your pound cake. I like to taste my vanilla in my pound cake, so I'm using 1 tablespoon. If you want to use a little less, you can do that. It's up to you. Beat on medium one more time for about 30 seconds or until everything is fully combined and smooth. Scrape down the sides of the bowl once again and push all of the ingredients to the center of your bowl. Scoop the batter into your prepared loaf pan. Then use a spatula or a wooden spoon and spread the batter evenly throughout the loaf pan. Make sure it is even so that you will have an even cook in your pound cake. If you need to, you can moisten the spatula or the spoon just slightly so you can have a nice smooth top. Then place it in your preheated oven and bake at 350 degrees for 35 to 40 minutes or until golden and a tester comes out clean. Mine took exactly 35 minutes. As I always say, everybody's oven is different, so make sure you're looking for it to be lightly golden and your tester to come out clean. Once it's done baking, remove it from the oven. It will still be slightly soft, but it will firm up as it cools. If you want to, you can sprinkle it with some powdered swerve, or you can pour a light glaze on it. It's up to you if you want to do that or not. I like to just top it with a little bit of powdered swerve. Once you've put your topping on, if you choose to put one on, then allow it to cool in the pan for at least an hour or until it comes up to mostly room temperature. It's okay if it's a little bit warm, but you want it to be mostly cooled down when you try to remove it, otherwise you run the risk of it falling apart on you. Gluten-free baked goods are fragile whenever they have warmth in them, so you do want to let it cool most of the way in the pan. Once it's cool and it's firm enough to be able to remove it, grasp the parchment paper that's hanging over the sides and carefully lift the cake out and place it on a wire rack to cool completely. Again, be careful with it. It is still fragile when it is warm, so you do not want it to fall apart on you, so be careful. Gently transfer it to the wire rack. Then allow it to cool completely before you slice it. Make sure you do let it cool completely. Once it's cooled, slice your desired piece, put it on a plate, and eat and enjoy. In a large microwave-safe bowl or measuring cup, combine 1 cup of coconut milk and a half cup of the granulated sweetener of your choice. I'm using granulated swerve. You can use any granulated sweetener that you want. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Use a fork and stir it all together until it's fully combined. Make sure that the sweetener is dissolved. You want it to be smooth. Sprinkle in about a half teaspoon of xanthan gum and use your fork and stir it in until it's fully combined and smooth. Make sure you really stir it well. You don't want your xanthan gum to be clumpy. I usually stir it for at least 30 seconds to make sure that everything is really fully combined and smooth. You want the sweetener fully dissolved and you want the xanthan gum fully dissolved. Then place this in the microwave and microwave on high for about 1 minute. When you are microwaving this, make sure your bowl or your measuring cup is big enough to allow for bubbling. The coconut milk does bubble up, so make sure you do have a container that's big enough to allow that. Also, if you're not sure that you have the right size bowl or you're not sure how much it's going to bubble up, you can place the bowl or the measuring cup onto a paper plate when you're microwaving it. That way, if you do have an overflow, it'll just overflow on the paper plate and not all over your microwave. I've never had a problem with it overflowing, but it does bubble up, so you do want to make sure that you have a big enough bowl or measuring cup. Then remove it from the microwave and stir again. Then keep microwaving and stirring in 1 minute intervals until the milk is thickened. Around 3 minutes is what it took for me. Everybody's microwave is a little bit different, but generally around 3 minutes total. Make sure you only do it in 1 minute intervals and you stir really well after each minute. Once it's hot and slightly thickened, add 1 tablespoon of butter and use your fork and stir it in until it's completely melted and the condensed milk is 100% smooth. You want it completely smooth. Once it's smooth, pour it into a mason jar or an airtight container and allow it to cool completely. Once it's cooled completely, stir it again to make sure everything is smooth and combined. Then you can use it immediately Or you can seal it and store it in an airtight container in your refrigerator for up to 5 days. It will thicken more as it cools. After it's been refrigerated, if it does thicken too much, just pop it in the microwave for another about 15-20 seconds, just enough so you can stir it and it becomes smooth again. Now if you want to do this on the stovetop, you can. All you need to do is put your coconut milk, the vanilla extract, and the sweetener in a saucepan over medium heat. Stir it all together to combine it. Then sprinkle in the xanthan gum. Stir it all together to combine it. Then add the butter, stir it all together until the butter is melted and everything is smooth. Then bring the mixture to a low boil and simmer it for about 2 minutes or until the milk is thick. This is only if you want to do it on the stovetop rather than the microwave. It's up to you. And there you have it. Quick keto condensed milk. Use it and enjoy it. And that's our recipe of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button. You can leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.